Welcome, I'm Cassandra, and this is your general and love forecast for 18. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. So, without further ado, let's jump into this. Okay, for the first card, we have the Page of Coins. So, you guys are probably awaiting some messages, or you could have already received a good message that would concern your finances, or this could be about a child in your life, or this could also be about like higher education. For some, this could be good news, of a child graduating, or perhaps some of you have decided to take some courses, enroll in school, or perhaps you guys are just focused on receiving messages of a financial nature. And in the upright position, these would be positive messages. You're awaiting good news. Or you've already received good news. Okay, this would be your circumstances card, and we have the star, so this is a beautiful card. The star is about hope and inspiration, and it's that wish come true. The star also, is about having, some hidden abilities, but they're not so hidden. For some of you, they could be, perhaps maybe you're just not using them, and some of you are definitely using them. So, this is a card of inspiration. It's a card of being blessed from above or by the universe, however you prefer to look at it. And this is showing that we're having faith in ourselves, in the divine, in the universe, in God, however you want to look at it. And we're just feeling blessed overall. And a lot of you may be seeing a dream of yours or a wish of yours coming true, or you're trying to make it come true. Okay, so for the focus, we have the Queen of Coins. So the Queen of Coins, she definitely knows how to make money. She also enjoys helping others learn how to make money and provide them with the necessary tools to make, money and how to materialize, things of a financial nature. So she definitely tends to work behind the scenes, but she definitely loves to see the things that she teaches others about, you know, finances. She loves to watch people grow, especially growing into any type of skills or abilities that this woman or male could teach you. So this person could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, that they don't have to be. We could just simply be dealing with the energy where you guys are focused on money, you're focused on nurturing and maintaining that financial stability. We will be clarifying all of the cards this month, so just a little forewarning there. Okay, so this would be your recent past or the energy that is currently passing. And here we have the Seven of Coins in the reverse position. So anytime I see the Seven of Coins in the reverse position, this can indicate a bad investment, something you would not want to invest in, because it would just essentially be a waste of money. It's like flushing your money down the toilet. But this can also indicate an actual, gambling, so some of you could actually have been out gambling. Maybe you lost a little bit too much money. Some of you could have also had taken a gamble in general on something. It could have been an investment. It could have been, taking a gamble on a job. It could have been many different things. But anytime we have the Seven of Coins in reverse, it shows that definitely whatever the gamble was, it didn't work out in your favor. Okay, so this card position is about your present, the here, the now energy. We have the Page of Wands in the reverse position. So this can indicate a child. It could indicate a child that is a Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or a child that could have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius type of qualities. Or this could simply be about the energy. Or this could even be you. Seeing how we're doing Aries. So the focus is on receiving messages, but they are not being received on time. The messages are delayed, or the messages that you are receiving are, well, disappointing news. It's news that you don't necessarily want to hear, or it's a delay in receiving a message. And this message would probably concern a job, a project, whether it be, it could be a creative endeavor, it could be different things. But this can indicate a delay in receiving a message that you're waiting on, or disappointing news. So it can go either way. So for the near future, we have the Magician in the reverse position. So with the Magician in the reverse position, this could indicate that you're not using your skills, your talents, your abilities the right way. Or this could indicate that perhaps maybe you might be producing, mediocre work compared to what you could be doing. Sometimes this can indicate a lack of confidence and belief in the self and your own abilities. Sometimes this can indicate someone that is a bit of a trickster, or someone that is a bit of a scam artist, con artist. So that will resonate with a few of you, that particular statement. But for the most part, a lot of times, and definitely with the sign of Aries, with the Magician in the reverse position, this would indicate something being started, but it's like the enthusiasm just drains completely in a really fast manner. And something you start, you don't complete. And so that's indicated by the Magician in the reverse. So if you've started something and you didn't complete it, perhaps maybe you've lost enthusiasm about it. My best advice for this is whatever you go after, whatever you're trying to manifest and materialize into your life, you want to make sure that this is what you truly want. You want to make sure this is what you're truly, truly passionate about. Whatever it may be, whether it's work or relationship for you, whatever it is, you want to make sure that this is what you truly want. And you want to make sure this is what you're truly passionate about, because if you're not truly passionate about it, then you can start off a bit passionate, but then it's just going to go downhill real quick. Yeah. And for a few of you that this resonate with, this could be manipulative energy here. So one who's manipulating energy in a bad way, say manifesting some more negative things to happen for others. And sometimes this can happen on a subconscious level where you're not even consciously aware that you're doing it. Sometimes you can kind of get in your own way. And, every sign is guilty of this. So don't beat yourself up. Sometimes we could just have negative thoughts. And if we're constantly thinking negative thoughts, then it can end up becoming a self fulfilling prophecy. And so sometimes we can literally manipulate the outcome of things, and we're not always consciously aware that, that we did it to ourselves. The whole self fulfilling prophecy thing. So you definitely want to be careful. And as I said, you want to make sure that whatever this is, that you're truly, truly passionate about it. And, if you are truly passionate about whatever this is, and your heart and soul is in it, and you really want it, then maybe you're just not using your skills or abilities to the best of that you can, or maybe you're not seeing the full potential that lies within you. Maybe you're just not giving yourself enough credit. A lot of times this indicates that you do have some talent. Sometimes this talent can be hidden. So a little bit of introspection could definitely help here. Okay, this would be the attitude card. So we have the Nine of Wands. So this would definitely indicate that you guys are prepared to handle any adversity, any type of hostility that comes your way. Anybody who tries to come at you guys are ready to just pounce, which is very Aries like. Like, oh, what? You want to mess with me? Come on, I'm ready. You see, I got a bleeding wound on my head. I don't care. I'll come for you. Sorry, bad humor there, but you guys are definitely prepared to handle whatever comes your way. You guys have the inner strength and the stamina to withstand anything that comes your way. So don't worry about getting knocked down, because you'll get right back up and you'll go right back at it. Okay, this is how other people would see you. And here we have the Three of Swords in the reverse position. So this can indicate that perhaps some of you have went through a bit of a heartbreak. This could have been a romantic relationship. It could have been a romantic relationship that ended in a third party type of situation, hence cheating. The love triangle. Excuse me. Or this could be indicating something that, you wanted to get or something you wanted to achieve. You didn't get it or achieve it. And it was a bit hurtful, a bit heartbreaking, but you are healing from this. And sometimes this can indicate that something, happened that upset you and hurt you. This could have been, say a disagreement with a friend or a family member or a lover or a business partner. Perhaps someone hurt your feelings. So sometimes this can indicate that an apology is forthcoming. So for some of you, an apology is forthcoming, and for some of you, you need to give an apology. So it can go both ways. Okay, this position is hopes and fears. So here we have the Seven of Cups. So with the Seven of Cups, I refer to this as the emotional wish card, emotional choices. So a lot of times this is about we have to make a choice, an emotional choice. Now, what we really need to do is we need to pick spirit, but we don't always tend to choose the right way. So, a lot of times, like some people would go for, oh, look at this beautiful ring. I want this ring. But see, all that glitters is not gold. Sometimes something can look really good on the outside, but then it's just like hollow on the inside. It's not what you really wanted. So with this card, illusions can come. So yeah, but emotional choices are very possible here. Okay, for the final outcome, we have the Page of Cups in the reverse position. So we have 3 pages here. So some of you guys could potentially be dealing with issues with your children, okay? That'll resonate with some of you. Now, don't shoot the messenger, but for some of you, this could be indicating that perhaps you are acting a bit immature. And hey, every sign is guilty of this from time to time. It happens. But sometimes emotional situations arise and we don't handle them the best way that we could. And this can bring out a bit of a immature side that, we would rather not show. So something emotional, definitely rocked your world. For some of you, this could have been a relationship that ended. Perhaps some of you could have, perhaps wanted to be with someone in particular and it never manifested, it never happened. For some of you, this could be indicating that you were going after a goal. This doesn't have to be a love goal. This could have been you going after, a particular project or a job that you wholeheartedly loved, and something occurred and it has definitely hurt you emotionally. And a lot of times with this card in the reverse position, you really need to speak up. There's a tendency to withhold the emotions and not speak on them. And this can lead to impulsive actions and, saying things impulsively, which, can dig a grave a bit deeper sometimes. But overall, this is about you really need to put your feelings out there. You don't want to repress them and bottle them in, because when we do that, it can make us say and do things that we wouldn't normally do, but hurt and anger can, provoke us. But the best way to handle it is we need to put our feelings out there, whether other people accept them or not. We have to be true to ourselves above all else, because no one else can do that for you. You have to take care of you. And so you have to honor yourself. And it's better to just put your feelings out there, whether people like it or not, because you don't want to look back and have regrets. So if someone hurt you, don't be afraid to speak up. Speak up and let them know. And that way you don't have to worry about acting on impulse, or perhaps saying, things impulsively, or, just automatically reacting and perhaps making a problem even bigger. So just, come from the heart and speak your truth. Put those feelings out there. It's not always the easiest thing to do, but it's certainly a lot healthier than repressing the emotions. Okay, for the bottom of the deck, we have the Death card in the reverse position. So this definitely indicates that there is some sort of situation in which most of you are still clinging to the past or clinging to a particular situation, not wanting to let something go. Maybe it has to do with, work. Maybe it has to do with love. But you're not wanting to move away from this loss. And sometimes it's like you can think, well, I'm fighting for what I want, but sometimes when we just keep fighting for what we want and we keep getting hit with endless battle after endless battle, it's because we need to let it go. Let go. Let go, let God, let go, let the universe. Because the more that you hang on, the more that you're actually holding yourself back. You're not able to see your true potential when you hang on to the past. So, whatever it is, you need to let it go. If this is like a relationship, speak your truth, say what you need to, and let it go and move forward. Because when you move forward, things will get a lot better. They will. Have faith. Have faith, because things will get better. When one door closes, another always opens. And with this type of energy, I always tell everyone, we can't always see it in the moment because we're so wrapped up in our pain. But when we decide to close this door and walk away, when we get into the future, we end up being happier, and we look back at times like this and we're like, wow, yeah, that was necessary for me to walk away from this situation, because I could not be where I am today if I had not walked away from that situation. It's always for the better. It doesn't feel like it's for the better when you're going through it, but trust me, it does work out for the better in the long run. It's aiding us in transformation and, evolving. So if you're going through a situation where it seems like an endless battle with no end in sight, it's time to just walk away, let go of it. It's just simply not worth any more of your time, your energy. I know that's a hard pill to swallow, but some things are not meant to be. And Like I said, when one door closes, another always opens. Okay, clarification time. Alright, so for our page of coins, we get the Faith card in the reverse position, which is also known as the Hierophant. So perhaps you guys are considering doing some schooling in an unconventional type of way. So, maybe some of you will be taking some courses, say, online. Perhaps some of you are interested in a job or in a way of earning money that is unconventional, non traditional, something that would be different. It's like being the little drummer boy, and we're playing our own tune. We're going our own path. So, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. So, again, for most of you, this is going to indicate that you're perhaps going about things in an unconventional way, maybe how you're earning money or the way in which you're receiving some higher education. Perhaps maybe some of you have a child that you could be dealing with that may be acting a bit unconventional or doing things in an unconventional way. But for my general feeling here, this sticks with you guys, considering this card represents Aries, suns, moons, and rising signs. So I feel you guys would be doing things in an unconventional way. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the Faith card slash Hierophant in the reverse position, it's about not, we're not being willing to conform. We're not going to do what everybody else does just because everybody else is doing it. So I actually I like that card in the reverse position because, I'm not going to be a lemming. I'm not going to do what everybody else is doing just because it's the popular trendy thing to do. Be different. Be yourself. Okay. So we had our star card for our circumstances, and it is clarified by the Ten of Coins. So this is a very good card. This is a card of wealth. This isn't a card of, money. This is a card of wealth. So to me, this seems like a lot of you are focused on establishing wealth. Perhaps you have a dream. Perhaps you have a wish, Maybe some of you are trying to start your own business. Maybe some of you already have. You know, maybe some of you are working your dream job, or you're wanting to work your dream job. But the overall focus here is you're wanting to build that wealth, the type of wealth that can be handed down, from generation to generation. And this can also indicate that perhaps some of you be wanting a job or have landed a job like, in a big business, like corporations, things of that nature that, this would be a type of job that would be very stable, very solid, very stable. So that is positive. Now, for our Queen of Coins, I got the Queen of Coins again, so I'm like, let's clarify that again because two Queen of Coins, yeah. So, as I was saying before, perhaps someone could be in your life that is assisting you, coaching you on how to obtain wealth, how to obtain, material items. Perhaps someone in your life is giving you financial advice. Perhaps some of you guys are channeling this energy, or you could be dealing with Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn type of person in your life. And we clarify, we get the Knight of Wands in the reverse position. So this can indicate it's just like things are a hot mess. This can be taking place, at your job, in the workplace. This could be taking place at home. It could be taking place, in both places. And it's like things are just awry. It's just a hot mess. It's like nothing seems to be going the right way. It's just problem after problem. And a lot of times this can indicate personal conflict, so conflict within yourself. And sometimes our inner, can be reflected in our outer world. So this could be a personal conflict going on within you. This could be an actual, you know, conflict with someone else, but if it's with someone else, then this could stem from a lack of confidence. Perhaps some of you feel like you won't be able to manifest, your material dreams, your financial goals. Maybe you guys are just lacking confidence and belief in yourself that you can do it. This can also indicate jealousy. Yeah. Not the best card, but it is what it is. Okay, so this was the card of your recent past or the energy that is currently passing. We had the Seven of Coins in the reverse position, which is about taking a gamble that does not pay off, an investment that is, not an investment you really want to make. And then it's clarified by the Magician in the reverse position again. So, perhaps some of you did invest. It could have been in an actual investment. It could have been maybe you guys were feeling lucky and you went and blew too much money at a casino gambling. Maybe some of you took a gamble, in your career or even in your home life. It could go either way. And things just didn't work out. And sometimes, the magician in the reverse position can indicate that things were just not, they just weren't developing correctly. It's like it was out of sync or something. And again, this is also about not using our abilities to the best of our, ability. Or maybe you just don't realize that you do have some of your own abilities. Maybe they're hidden. And this can also be a lack of enthusiasm and a lack of follow through. Perhaps maybe a few of you, had something, whether it be a job or an investment or a gamble that you made on something in general, and maybe you fell back upon wishful thinking. Maybe you didn't put the actual hard work in, and so it causes it to fail. Maybe you just did as little as possible work to get by, and then that can cause failure. But overall, this can be a lack of belief in yourself as well, lack of self-confidence. So I'm definitely seeing a lot of cards that are speaking of, not having enough confidence in the self. So you guys really need to believe in yourself. Okay, so we had our present, the here, the now energy card, Page of Wands in the reverse position. So this is about us waiting on messages. They could be about, creative projects, or these could be about, an actual job. And either the messages are delayed, not received, or it's disappointing news. And it's clarified by the Fool. So the Fool would be saying, it's time for a new start. And so now I can see the invisible thread, so to speak, that's working through this whole entire reading. Because we have the Page of Wands over here underneath the Death card. And so that's definitely indicating that whatever this is that you guys have been trying to make work, whatever you've been waiting on and it just didn't come through, or disappointing news came through, you guys just really need to let it go. Move forward and take this new start. Take this new start. This card, it clears the slate. It gives us a chance for a new beginning. So take that new beginning. I know that whatever this could be to you, it may not be so easy to let go of. And that's okay. But you are being blessed with an opportunity to move forward and have a new start with a clean slate. And you can go in any direction you like. So there is a silver lining in that cloud. That's a blessing. Maybe a blessing in disguise, but it's still there nonetheless. So for the near future, we had the Magician in the reverse position, and it is clarified by the Hermit. So with the Hermit, most of the time I consider this card the wise one. This is about us going within and listening to our own gut feeling, listening to our subconscious mind, because our subconscious mind is very wise, and you really need to listen to that advice. And perhaps some of you will soon receive advice. This could be advice that comes from someone else, and it would be good advice that you want to take and that you want to listen to. You really want to take it into consideration. Maybe for some of you, what you've been trying to make work, maybe your heart's just not really in it and you need to listen to yourself. Maybe it doesn't truly fulfill you and make you feel passionate. And if that's the case, let it go. Don't let it hold you back. Because you want to go after the things that make you happy, the things that you're passionate about. Because then following through is a whole lot easier if we really love what we're going after and if we're truly passionate about it. That makes it so much easier. Okay, so we had our attitude card, the Nine of Wands. This is prepared to handle any and all adversity and even hostility from others. And it is clarified by the Three of Coins. So perhaps some of you feel like you're having to defend yourself, perhaps at a job, maybe on a project. If it's a project, it would be one that would be teamwork. Teamwork would be involved. But it's also about learning a skill. The Three of Coins is about you can receive recognition, but it would be team recognition as opposed to personal recognition. And for some of you, maybe some of you just simply feel like you're having to defend yourself at work or, with a particular team of people. Maybe you feel like you're having to defend yourself. This could be a club or an organization as well. Maybe you just feel like you have to defend yourself. And you might have very good reasons for having to defend yourself. But the Three of Coins is also about learning a skill. Some of you may desire to learn a new skill. Some of you already have a particular skill set, but maybe some of you desire to learn a whole new set of skills. But no matter what comes your way, you guys are strong enough. You have much inner strength so you can handle anything that comes your way. And oddly enough, this is the Mars in Capricorn card, which Mars is currently in the sign of Capricorn. Okay, so this is how other people would see you. And this was our upset. Someone could have broke your heart. Someone could have hurt your feelings. Someone owe you an apology. You might owe someone an apology. And it is clarified by the King of Swords. So the King of Swords, this man is very analytical. And he definitely takes both sides, say for instance, both people's sides. He takes them into consideration. He weighs them out, the pros and the cons. He takes his time in making a decision because he is weighing everything out, because he's going to come to a very fair decision, because he takes his time, he uses his logic and his good reasoning abilities, and he weighs everything, the pros and the cons of each person's story, or whatever it may be. For some of you, this potential heartbreak could have come from, say, an Aquarius, or this could be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Or it could be just the overall energy of saying, you need to just weigh the issues out, look at your side, look at the other person's side, weigh things out, and if you know you owe someone an apology, just go ahead and give it, Maybe someone else owes you an apology. Maybe they're weighing things out. Okay, so this was the hopes and fears position. We had Seven of Cups, which is our emotional choices wish card, and is clarified by the Eight of Coins. So it would seem that you guys are definitely focused about on money and about work or work projects, things of that nature. The Eight of Coins is about having a skill set that brings us financial rewards and it brings us recognition, and practice makes perfect. This is like the Three of Coins that was right here, and they graduate to the Eight of Coins where they are now a master, and they are still, even though they have come so far, they are still continuing to do their work. They're still using their skills, their talents, their abilities, because they're trying to continue to perfect them. The more you use them, the more you make them better. So this definitely has a lot of financial tones to it for certain. Okay, we had our final outcome card, which was the Page of Cups in the reverse position. So, some of you could be waiting on a message, maybe some plans that you really had your heart set on got postponed. Perhaps some of you received some disappointing news. Perhaps a relationship didn't work out. Many different things. But, overall, moody and detached. This is the biggest thing is moody and detached. You don't want to necessarily communicate. And but you really need to communicate, because if you don't communicate, then there'll be a tendency to overreact to a situation. And situations will come up, and these situations are going to require you to be calm and emotionally balanced. And if you're being moody and you're not communicating your emotions and you're allowing them to, be bottled up, you won't be able to maintain being calm. So you definitely want to be introspective. So we clarify, we have the Four of Cups. So this card in general to me is about boredom and just general dissatisfaction with your particular lot in life right now. And, this could be different things. Perhaps something didn't work out. Could have been a relationship, could have been, a job, could have been a friendship, it could have been just about anything here. But overall, there is a dissatisfaction with where you are, and you're just kind of fed up. But there's also a deeply introspective part of this card where we tend to focus on the self, where we have withdrawn, and we are focusing on ourself and our problems and things of that nature. And if you see how this man is, he's definitely, his body language is indicating that he is being very leery. He's mistrustful. He's looking up at this cup of wine. He's like, yeah, that cup of wine does look good because 3 cups down here are empty, but I just don't know if I can trust. I don't know if I want to trust to reach up and grab that. Is it worth it? Because I've been hurt. I'm not sure if I trust it. Now, the cup represents an opportunity. Now, sometimes this opportunity can be a fantastic opportunity. Sometimes the opportunity can be literally a cup of bullshit. Okay? Use French, but it can go either way. But overall, you want to try to pull yourself out of that deep detachment, and it's okay to do some self reflection and introspection. That's great. But don't get lost in it, okay? Because an opportunity will be presented to you if you're paying attention. If you're too focused on the self and you're still withdrawing and keeping yourself from everyone else, well, then the opportunity could pass you by and you won't even know because you were withdrawn. So it's okay to be self-reflective and being introspective, but don't let it make you be a hermit, okay? Don't take it too far, because an opportunity will come your way. And you want to be ready for it. It could be a good opportunity, it may be a not so great opportunity, but hey, you might as well be ready and alert for it, okay? Because for some of you, it will be a good opportunity. And bottom of the deck, we had the Death card, and then we got the Page of Wands in the reverse position. So, as I was saying before, yes, I definitely see the invisible thread here that's connecting everything. And it's all tied to this Page of Wands situation. The news that you were waiting on that's been delayed, or the news that ends up being disappointing, news you don't want to hear, could be considering a job, an investment, a project, many different things, but waiting on news, and perhaps it's disappointing news, but overall, with the Death card in reverse, it's saying let go of it. It's not worth it. Whatever this opportunity is, let it go. Because there is something much better for you in the future. But for now, you need to let this go. Because the more that you cling on to it and the more that you try to make something work that's not meant to work, the more that you will be hit with problems coming out of left field at you like crazy. It's like endless battling. This is like an inevitable change that must be faced. And the more that you fight against it, well, the more situations that come your way that are not the best. And why keep putting yourself through it? Don't hold your guys don't hold yourselves back, okay? Let this go. As hard as it may be, if you need closure, do it and let it go. Because you need to let it go. It's been holding you back. And you need to move forward because there are better opportunities in the future, but this one needs to be let go of first. Okay, so Love Oracle card for everyone is chemistry. There is a strong magnetic attraction here. This fell out of the deck, so that's for everyone. This is for the single Aries, Sun, Moon, and Risings. The first card, make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. And love yourself first. Your self-respect makes, excuse me, I can't speak. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. But this is very true. You guys really do need to love yourselves first. If you don't love yourself, how can you expect anybody else to love you? And sometimes if we suffer from self-esteem problems, this can be a bit of an issue for us. So love yourself first. Know that you are lovable and you need to love yourself. I love you. I don't know you, but I love you, okay? So love yourself, please. Okay, this is for Aries that are in relationships or married. Very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So, for this particular card, for those that are in relationships, perhaps some of you guys may be wanting something from your significant other. Maybe you feel like they haven't been giving it to you. So with this particular energy, it's saying you need to clearly decide and define. You need to be very specific when it comes to the universe. You need to be very specific about what it is that you want so that it manifests, okay? The angels are willing to give you what you want, but you have to be very clear about it. Don't just say, oh, I wish he or she would, act like they care more. And then later on you're like, well, why don't they give me flowers every now and then and surprise me? Or why don't they take me, on a romantic dinner? You have to be very, very specific about what you want when it comes to the universe. The more specific you are, the better. Say, I want a husband or wife or, significant other. I want them to be truthful with me. I want them to be very caring. I want them to be very romantic. I want them to show me that they really love me. Be very specific about what you want. I want them to bring me flowers. So that'll help some of you guys that are in relationships that may be experiencing some issues. Okay. And let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. So, yeah, some of you could be having issues with trying to control everything that's going on within a relationship. And, well, as it goes, the more you try to control things, sometimes the further out of control they will get. So, we can only control ourselves. It is what it is. So, focus on controlling yourself, your own behavior, your own actions, your own reactions, and the other person, your significant other, wife, husband, whatever it is. Once you control yourself and stop trying to control everything else, your significant other will see it and they'll fall in line, or they won't. But either way, then you'll know what you should do at that point. Okay, happy birthday to all Aries sons, or happy belated birthday if I've already missed it. But either way, I'm sending you guys lots and lots of birthday wishes. And I hope you guys get what you want. And I love all of you guys. I will talk to you next month. Keep your head up and believe in yourselves, okay? Believe in yourself and love yourself, okay? I hope you guys have a happy birthday to Aries sons. And I will talk to you guys next month. I love you. I'm sending you blessings of healing, prosperity, and love.